Snow is on the way for tonight, and parts of the inland northwest will see heavy snow from Wednesday into Thursday morning.
Loren Culp lost his bid for Washington governor by more than 500,000 votes, but his campaign is now suing 9 county auditors, including Spokane counties, claiming that some votes were made illegally. What Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton is saying about the allegations. Plus, the announcement today from Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin why you should be checking your bank accounts for your stimulus check tonight. We start with some breaking news tonight. Law enforcement responding to a bomb threat in downtown Leavenworth right now. According to Chelan County Emergency Management, evacuations are taking place and the hospital, Cascade Medical, is on lockdown right now. In a Facebook post, the hospital writes that, quote, the bomb threat was called in the local 911 dispatch at around 8 o'clock tonight. The block of Front Street by the gazebo, they write, has been evacuated and all other buildings are being asked to shelter in place while emergency officials secure the area, unquote. The hospital also writes their emergency department is still open to see patients. People are being asked to avoid the area. Now, this photo here was taken from Washington Department of Transportation's cameras about an hour ago. It shows what appears to be a law enforcement vehicle between Evans and 9th. We will continue to bring you more information about this situation just as soon as we get it. Meantime, our other big story tonight, of course, that is the weather. Taking a live look at Snoqualmie Pass right now. December hasn't been very snowy this year, but that is about to change. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories are in place for tomorrow, with snow expected to begin at around midnight tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 11. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Regina is off tonight. Let's get to our top story tonight. That, of course, the weather. Want to bring in meteorologist Michelle Boss broadcasting from home tonight. And Michelle, how much snow are we talking and when can we expect to see it?
The snow is almost upon us here in Spokane. Another hour or so, and we should start seeing the first flakes falling, and temperatures are well below freezing, so that snow is going to be starting to accumulate on area roadways. Let's take a look at satellite and radar right now. We've already seen some light snow in Moses Lake and Omak and Wenatchee, and it is moving to the east. And again, in the next hour or so, we'll start to see it in the Spokane area. Here's a look at snowfall estimates. This is going to be a pretty good storm. We were about 3 inches below average for December snowfall. I think we are going to make up for that with this one, looking at 4 to 6 inches in the Spokane area, increasing amounts as you get into North Idaho, and could see 8 to 10 inches in the Sandpoint area. Schweitzer getting a lot of fresh snow. Of course, the Cascades, as you showed, Snoqualmie Pass starting to get very snowy on area roadways. 10 to 16 inches of snow expected over the next 24 hours. Lookout Pass also picking up 4 to 8 inches of snow. So, of course, the mountains are going to be very treacherous to travel over. Here's a look at the extended forecast right now. We'll get into the mid-30s tomorrow. We could see some rain mixing in, so that could cut down on our snow amounts just a little bit, but still a good snowstorm. The snow ending on Thursday, 35 for the high, and then rain and snow to start the new year with a high of 37 and a rainy weekend ahead. The mountains still getting plenty of snow, but high temperatures by Sunday approaching 40. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. Meantime, the city of Spokane gearing up for the snowfall expected tomorrow. It's alerted its crews to be on standby, and additional crews will be called in as needed when the snow accumulates. Meantime, today, crews continue to clear the snow that fell back on Christmas Day, and they were de-icing roads as well. They will continue to de-ice tonight. The city will be monitoring the temperatures and snowfall throughout the day tomorrow. Its snow response policy is to activate a full city plow once there is 4 inches of snow or more on the ground. When crews start that 24/7 snow response, you can track their progress and where the plows are headed to next on the City of Spokane's website. In other news tonight, Washington Republican Secretary of State Kim Wyman certified the state's election results back on December 1st. Now, nearly a month later, the campaign for Loren Culp is suing 9 county auditors, including Spokane counties, alleging, quote, discrepancies and anomalies which destroyed the integrity of the vote in Washington. Culp lost his bid for governor by more than 500,000 votes. Our Morgan Trow breaks down his campaign's claims.
Governor Jay Inslee received almost 2,300,000 votes. Culp received about 1,700,000. In the lawsuit obtained by KREM 2, the Culp for Governor campaign is fighting for 310,000 votes. Culp's team lists what it describes as anomalies, such as out-of-state, deceased, and non-resident voters.
They've presented no evidence yet to support their claims. And that's all we're asking for. Present us the evidence.
Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton says to her knowledge, there is no proof that voter fraud took place in Spokane County.
It's all public knowledge. Most of the stats and the data we got off of the state websites and the county websites. Anybody could look it up.
The only problem with Culp's claim is that none of what he's alleging is public knowledge, nor is it available online. In a Facebook Live tonight, Culp's lawyer Stephen Pidgeon stood in front of an Excel spreadsheet and said he did not release the evidence to the public because the document files were too big. He also added that the campaign had to spend $12,000 to access all of the, quote, evidence. Among the claims in the lawsuit, Culp alleges that almost 600 deceased voted in Spokane County. Where is he getting this information?
So I have no idea what he's basing his claim on. I have no idea what logic he used. So without that information, I can't comment on how he has developed his numbers.
Pidgeon showed no proof, but they did confront Vicki Dalton for not looking into the evidence the campaign won't release.
We've contacted all of the defendants in the case. We're just waiting for the county auditors to accept service electronically, and then we can get all the files over to them.
Dalton said she can't investigate the claim of voter fraud since Culp's team has not sent her any evidence to support the claim. Shown here, she emailed a member of the team on Monday, November 30th, saying, in part, "Please send me the files for Spokane County so we can review them. We will contact you after the files are researched." She never heard back.
And again, all we're asking for is the information.
The men say they are updating Culp's website with what they say is the evidence in the near future. Until then, county auditors cannot start investigating. Reporting in Spokane, Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
Today, the Grant County Health District reported 10 new coronavirus deaths. The new deaths bring the total number of confirmed COVID-19 related deaths there to 83. 7 of the new deaths were associated with the long-term care facility outbreaks that we told you about last month. Officials say all these residents did have underlying conditions, putting them at higher risk for severe complications due to a COVID-19 infection. Another 14 inmates at Airway Heights Corrections Center have tested positive for coronavirus in the past 24 hours. 149 inmates have tested positive in the last week, and in total, 1,419 inmates have tested positive for the virus in December alone. And today we learned that limited staff at the facility who met requirements for the state's Phase 1 began receiving COVID-19 vaccinations. We don't know yet how many doses of the vaccine the facility has received or who will be next in line to receive that vaccination. Well, check your bank accounts because stimulus checks will start arriving as early as tonight. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin tweeted this, saying electronic payments of that $600 stimulus check will be going out tonight and paper checks will be mailed out starting tomorrow. Now, there is a congressional deadline to get payments out by the middle of next month to avoid tax season. Last night, the House voted to increase payments to Americans from $600 to $2,000, and several Republicans have given support, but 60 votes are needed to change the bill. Worth noting that when it passed the House, it did have the support of 44 Republicans. Representative Kathy Memorius Rogers of Eastern Washington and Representatives Mike Simpson and Russ Fulcher of Idaho voted against the increase. Well, today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell blocked a vote on the increase. As far as who qualifies for the second round of stimulus checks, if your 2019 reported income was $75,000 or less, or a married couple making $150,000 combined or less, you're eligible for that one-time payment. That amount drops by $5 as your income goes up. So, for example, someone who makes $75,100 will get $595. In the meantime, if you'd like the latest news on stimulus payments, Washington's relief payments, or information on unemployment, just text the word MONEY to 509-448-2000 and we'll send that information your way. Still ahead tonight, a possible timeline for Idahoans to get their first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine has been released. Our vaccine team has all the details coming up after the break.